What's up guys, Kurt here, welcome back to Minitwatch, and this is the Zelos Horizons GMT version 2. Before we get into it, I've been missing for about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe like 4 weeks. I had an operation and I've been recovering from that. Nothing crazy, don't worry about me guys, I'm fine. It's just something that needed to be done involving my sinus area, which might explain why I sound a little bit nasally. I'm still recovering, but everything's all good. All the checks, all the follow-up checks are very positive. Yeah, so let's get into this. This is again the Zelos Horizons GMT version 2 in stainless steel and the ice color variant. There are 6 versions of this V2 model to choose from. And currently many of them are sold out, so please sign up for their newsletter if you'd like to know when they'll be available. Again, here are the other ones for you to look at. I really wanted that teal one, but this is the one I was sent. They are priced from $899 to $1,099 USD, so they're a little bit more on the pricey side, but they pretty much tick off all the boxes that you would expect from a watch around this price range. Movement is the ETA 2893 Elabore automatic mechanical movement with GMT complication. It is windable with stop seconds function. It moves at 28,800 BPH, has a power reserve of about 40 hours, and has an average daily accuracy of plus or minus 7 seconds according to ETA. The glass is a crazy killer box type glass. You see there, it is a sapphire box type glass. Check it out. And it is pretty cool. It's an interesting classic kind of design. It is very slightly domed, if at all. I don't know if it's slightly, it looks like it is very slightly domed, and it does have an AR coating, a very light blue AR coating. I don't know if you can see that in my light right there. Very light blue AR coating. The bezel is a 120 click bi-directional bezel. It is a bi-directional bezel. It goes both ways, and it has a Lume sapphire insert. Lume sapphire insert for the boys and girls. And this ice version is a little not a little, it is a bit difficult to see the markings. The legibility of the insert isn't quite there. The other models definitely for sure, but this one is a bit hard to see, as you can clearly see. And that is something to consider. It does look cool though. I like this ice variant. It is different than anything else that I have. That bezel is very notchy. It's a very notchy bezel, kind of a very satisfying oomphy click to it. I like that. I like those notchy bezels. And is it 120 click? I don't know if it's 120 click. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know. I'm not gonna count it. I might update it right here. I'm gonna count how much clicks I actually count right there, and then we'll get that to you later. I don't know. Oh, I can go back the other way I came. Bi-directional. Okay, the dial is that lovely charcoal dark gray, almost a pewter looking dial, and has that sunburst pattern. Really nice. I love the way that dial looks. It's also very clean. It doesn't have too much things going on, making it a nice clean dial. And you notice it does not say automatic on there anywhere. I kind of like that. I kind of like that it doesn't say automatic. I like that the second hand goes all the way to the edge. I like that the date window is down there at the 6 o'clock mark. It just looks very clean. By the way, the minute markings are also loomed. That is really cool. We're gonna check the loom later on, so you know what that means. And stay tuned for that. Let's zoom in, let's zoom out just a little bit here. Let's see what we're gonna talk about. The case is oh wait, before I get there, I like that the GMT portion of that bottle logo is orange, matching the GMT hand. By the way, this is a GMT watch. Let's discuss the function of the GMT. So you pull out, you unscrew the crown. It is an unscrewable crown. And then you pull it out one stop, like you, oh, that popped, like you would set the date, and then you go in the other direction and you can see that true GMT format in action. It doesn't go the other way. You have to go all the way around. The backwards is the date, and then you screw it back down like that. It's pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the other things. The case is 316L stainless steel, as one would expect. It is actually beautifully done. The sides are brushed, and the tops are also brushed with a polished center portion between the sides and the top. A little bit of a bevel, and the bottoms of the sides of the cases are also polished. Really nicely done case. Another nice little touch is right there at the end of the lug. It's brushed too, so they took the time to actually brush that portion instead of polishing it. Super cool. I really like this case. It reminds me of a SARB 033, especially with the size. Freaking awesome. The crown is signed with the Zelos logo, and the grip of the bezel is substantial. Well, not crazily so. It's not gonna cut you like some bezels, but it is enough for you to grab onto. And what else we need to talk about? My tablet has timed out. Now I gotta log back into it because that's what we do. And okay, it's Kate. It is, like I said, it is a windable movement, and when you pull out the crown, when you unscrew it and you wind it, the winding is effortless. You barely notice that it is a windable movement. You know how some crowns are like sandy, like you hear the gritty motion of that winding. Well, this one you can barely notice it. I don't know if you can even hear it. Yeah, you can hear it a little bit, but the winding is effortless, and the screw down is precise, as one would expect for watching this price range. Okay, my nasally situation is getting worse and worse and worse. The case is water resistant up to 200 meters with that screw down crown, and so you can definitely go swimming and diving with this watch, and you'll be fine. Here's the case back, which shows that that ETA movement with Zelos's custom rotor right there. Their custom rose gold rotor. Come on, focus. Focus for the boys. Focusy. There you go. There's that rose gold rotor with Zelos's world design on there. That's pretty cool. Wait. There you go. Yeah. Maybe let's see if we can get in even closer. Whoa, mama. There you go. There you go. Pretty cool. And there you can see the Zelos Caseback, Zelos GMT. This is number 3 of 100. I think that's just the run. I don't know if they're gonna only limit it to 100. I think that's just the run. And the glass on the back is sapphire. Okay, this video is super boring. I'm sorry guys, I'm not really myself right now, so just bear with me. There are other things to come. The bracelet is also very wonderfully done. I love the freaking frick out of this freaking bracelet. It is glorious looking. They've done an excellent job with the brushing, and it is just so shiny. I love the shiny. The edges are slightly chamfered. Is that a word? Is that the right word? Chamfered. A little bit of a soft beveled edge to the shiny parts, to the polished bits. These are, of course, solid links with a solid end link on the bottom. And these are tiny little screws. So if you get a watch like this, make sure you have a tiny little screwdriver, just the smallest screwdriver you could possibly find. Because I thought these are regular pins. Look at my gross nails. I was eating Cheetos. Look at I thought this was a standard push type situation. So I kind of tried to bang away a little bit at first, which is what you said, and got nowhere. So I finally got a tiny little screwdriver, and it was a pain in the ass, but I was successful. Look at that brushing though. That is just brilliant. Here's the Zelos logo. Very nice brushing on the lock system. The buckle over, the butterfly clasp or whatever you call it, is nicely brushed as well. And then here we go with the rest of the buckle here, also nicely brushed. I might have scratched it up a little bit. Here's the squeezy part. and the rest of the bracelet. Super cool, really nice bracelet. Very, very well done. Not a crappy bracelet in any way, shape, or form. It does have a bunch of adjustments too, and I really appreciate it. I hate when it has only 1 or 2 adjustments because you're never gonna get it perfect. Anyway, it also comes with the strappity strap. Nice little leather strap. I'm not gonna put it on. I'm gonna do that in the straps video for this watch. Kind of a cool design here. It's is it reversible? I think it might be reversible. You can use one or the other. I'm not sure. You're gonna have to take off the buckle and change the buckle over, but no, I don't think it's probably not reversible. Or it is. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's get to the measurements, which I forgot to put into the dang into the tablet of justice, so I'll be right back. Alright, for the case I got 40 millimeters lug to lug, I got 45 millimeters lug width, I got 20 millimeters thickness, including the crystal, 14 millimeters, oatmeal cookie of justice, 59.9 millimeters. Also, the bezel itself is 38.5 millimeters. Pretty rad. Let's put it on my wrist to give you a look and feel. I have a currently 6.6 inch wrist. So those of us with smaller wrists will benefit from this watch for sure. It looks spectacular. Look at that. Look at my veins, Jesus. But it looks really nice on my wrist. I love wearing this watch. It's super, super cool, and it doesn't wear big at all. It was just about right. In fact, it kind of wears smaller than most 40 millimeter watches in my opinion, but yeah, look at that. It looks really cool. Okay, time for the checking of the lume.
Check the lume, check the lume, make it glow. Check the lume, use a light, make it glow. Check the lume, check the lume, check the lume, check the lume.
Okay guys, we are going to test it against, look at all the fingerprints. We are going to test it against a SARB 033 because it's kind of in the same category. And of course the Patty Mask, which is just the beast, one of the biggest beasts of lume there is. And yeah, so we're gonna get my handy little UV light ready. We're gonna flip the switch on one section of my lights, and then we're gonna turn on the UV light, turn off the regular lights, and we're just gonna blast this all. I'm gonna cover your face. We're gonna blast all this stuff with the lume. Make sure everything is nice and charged up, and bam, there you go. Look at that. Look at that freaking ring around the rosy glowing on the Zelos Horizons GMT2. It is just a spectacular looking watch for sure. The SARB 033 is not a lume machine. It's just getting killed by the other two watches. So we're just gonna slowly just meander that out of the picture here. It's not that good. So there you have it. Look at that. That is so cool. You will notice that the Horizons GMT2, you can see some of the lume around the numbers in square patches. I think that's just how it has to be for them to achieve that look. But look, it just looks freaking awesome. It looks freaking awesome. Yeah, you can barely see the minute markings around the lume. Pretty rad, pretty cool. The lume will last a long time. They use really good lume in this situation for sure. And we're gonna turn on the lights, and we're gonna get this out of here. We're gonna put this stuff back down to ISO, whatever it was that I was using before. Put the tablet of justice back up here, and then we're gonna get back to what we were talking about. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna do some final thoughts here. So, real talk, guys, this isn't the one I requested initially. I wanted the teal version of this watch, so this is not the one I wanted, but this is the one I got. I decided to keep it because it is somewhat different from anything else that I have, and to see if I could get into it. The bezel is hard to read, and for many that's a deal breaker. But for me, it's obviously not. I've actually gotten a compliment on this watch, and that is a rare thing. No one really cares about the watches that I wear when I'm out and about. And in fact, I think the last time I got an actual compliment on a watch was when I was wearing my super legitimate for real Seiko Turtle. That was a real compliment for real. It was a lady, and only watch enthusiasts notice other people's watches, and there's not too many around where I live, at least not that I'm aware of anyway. When I got this piece, I was kind of disappointed, and it wasn't because or anything about this watch, is because it wasn't the one I chose, and I just didn't like this ice bezel. The thing is, it grew on me. It's funny how expectation can completely change your perception of something. Little story. For example, a long time ago, during the Wild West days of the internet, I met a girl online who ended up living 8 minutes from me. We chatted on those ancient chat boards that you had to click refresh every time you wanted to see new messages, and eventually moved to phone calls. When I saw her for the first time when we met, I was disappointed. She didn't look anything like I envisioned her, and yes, it was brave and probably stupid that we both didn't at least exchange pictures back then. And I'm sure, I'm certain that I was also a disappointment. I'm certain of that to her. Thankfully and luckily, oh my God, luckily, she was quite pretty. She just wasn't what I was expecting. But as time moved on, I started to see her for what she was and not what I expected, and it ended up being amazing. And I was with her for like 5 years. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that when I have high expectations of something or someone, I'm often let down. That isn't always the case, of course. The Ball Roadmaster that I got last year definitely lived up to my big self-hype. But this Zelos was a letdown, and not because of what it is, but because of my expectations of what I was supposed to get. Is it perfect? No. But curiously, thank you for that notification. But curiously, I find myself wearing it a lot and looking at it and appreciating it. It's actually quite nice, and I like it. If you get one, I hope you do too. And now let's see what the boys have to say about it. Hey guys, what up? What up? What's up? What it do? What do you think about this watch, guys?
Okay, well first, Kurt, if I wanted to attend Hippie 101, I would go to Berkeley University and drive a Prius.
Prius is a good car. They're real good.
Okay, but that was a lot of unnecessary goat crap.
But how do you feel about the watch?
I guess it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's alright.
What about you, Ted? Well, I totally agree with your sentiment.
You would agree with his sentiment.
Okay, but first of all, I like it. It's nice. It's so shiny. It's what Uncle Jimmy? What is that term ancient people used to use for shiny things?
A bling bling bling.
Yeah, bling bling. It's bling bling. It's bling bling bling. It's 3 blings.
That's like all the blings.
So many blings. And yes, there's a time and place for having expectations. We just can't let people walk all over us, but sometimes when you let go of expectations, beautiful things can happen. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh boy.
Okay, well, thanks for your insight, guys. To all of you lovely folks out there, I'm glad you could come in and visit Minute Hype. May your peanut be happy, and thanks for watching.